Tonight on the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror, when a group of people decide to shoot a porno flick in a remote Texas farm in the 1970s, their decision turns out to be quite deadly. Wait a minute. Remote farm, Texas, 1970s? They really should have seen this one coming. Tonight's movie, X.
Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror! Cuts, guts, and... sluts. Anyways, tonight, we are going to do yet another recent horror movie. However, this one is kind of a throwback to the old 70s exploitation flicks. Yes, so hopefully that means that the sluts can finally come out and play, as opposed to just sitting there watching and staring and waiting for their moment to decide. Anyways, so this movie is the movie X. What is the movie X about? Well, it is about a group of people who are going to make a porno movie. Yes, an X-rated porno movie. You've got the producer who believes that this is his big money scheme that's going to actually work, as opposed to his other big money schemes which have failed horrifically. Well, not horrifically, but spectacularly, according to what I've heard them talk about it in the movie. Anyways, he believes that this is going to catapult him into financial stability and great wealth, while the director, script writer, cameraman, he's going to use this opportunity to get his foot into the film-making world, because, you know, you gotta start somewhere, so... And, of course, you've got the beautiful, buxom, blonde actress and the well-endowed male star. And then we have the very pretty girl next door, Maxine, who thinks that this is going to raise her into the spotlight because she wants to be a star. She wants to live the life that she believes that she deserves. And then you've got the director's girlfriend, who's pretty much the boom mic operator. Anyways, so they get all up into a van, drive out into the countryside, Texas, mind you. Oh, by the way, this is the 1970s. Geez, 70s, Texas. I can't imagine what would possibly go wrong. They go to a remote farm owned by an elderly couple, and they rent a sort of farmhouse, guest house. Apparently it was used to house soldiers during the Civil War, but they didn't see much action. Anyways, and it was a perfect location for them to shoot The Farmer's Daughters. However, the wife of the farm owner seems to be a little bit too, I don't know, interested, especially in Maxine. And unfortunately for the crew, this film's probably not going to have an ending that's quite the money shot that they were looking for, if you know what I mean. So let's get to the score, shall we? Violence and gore. We are going to give this one a 4 out of 5. It is bloody. There is this great neck stabbing, hand breaking, face getting shot off kind of. You know, there's quite a bit of blood. It's not quite the orgy of violence that I was hoping for, but, you know, considering the low amount of victims in the victim pool, and some of the kills being not as spectacular as I would hope they would be, it's still pretty damn solid. 4 out of 5. Hold on a second. You know who you are. Moving on to shock value, I'm also giving it a 4 out of 5, mainly on the, how you would say, the most disturbing and cringy and uncomfortable sex scene in the history of cinema, or at least according to me, in the history of cinema. Let's just say if you like GILF and I guess grandmother, they both start with G. So if you like GILF, hot GILF on GILF action, then you're gonna enjoy it. If you're not into that, you're going to freak out. Anyways, and there's a few shocking moments other than that, but honestly, the vast majority of that is is that 4 out of 5. You know what? I gotta get that. I gotta get that taste out of my mouth now. Cheers. Okay, so moving on to plot. I'm going to be a little mean to this movie, plot-wise. 2 out of 5. Yes, I appreciate the fact that there is a serious Texas Chainsaw Massacre vibe going on through this movie. However, there's really not much to it. There's not really much nuance. I know they try to kind of like have this thing about stardom, but they also conflate it, or not conflate, but they also kind of muddle the thing with this whole idea, like they had this conversation about love and like how can you like let people you love someone but you can have sex with other people for money on film and stuff. It's they got this other morality subtext going on with this preacher on the on the television. It just unlike the Black Phone, where the layers worked and built on top of each other, these felt way undercooked and separate and almost throwaway in a way. I mean, I kind of get what they're trying to say. I try to see what they're trying to do. I mean, overall, the story about lost youth and I guess you would say the desire to maintain and still hold on to that, and perhaps the jealousy and rage at those who had what you had, and you think that they're not using it like you would use it, and it's a waste for them, and the anger involved in it. I get that stuff, but in the end, the movie is super simplistic, and so I can't. It didn't feel original enough, I guess you would say. It didn't feel unique enough. It hit the story beats that have been hit many times before. And I'm not saying they don't do it well. I'm just saying that there wasn't a lot to actually set itself apart story-wise from those other movies. So that's why I'm only giving it a 2 out of 5. So moving on to acting, I am going to give this a 4 out of 5. I think the cast does a wonderful job. It's kind of hard to, when you have to like pretend bad porno act, sometimes it gets ridiculous, and sometimes I think you hit it just right, and I think they hit it just right in this aspect. I really liked Discount Matthew McConaughey as the producer. I mean, come on. You got serious Matthew McConaughey vibes from him, but I think he did a good job. The girl who plays Maxine and Pearl, I think she was pretty good in this movie. Everyone else, decent, but for the most part, not too much to complain about. Maybe the old man was a little much, but overall, super solid. 4 out of 5. Moving on to Nudity, and surprise, we have a a recent horror movie that actually has nudity. 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5. Now, see, this is the thing that kind of disappoints me a little bit. Also, is like it's a movie about them shooting a porn, and they really really, really try not to be gratuitous in this essence of this film. In there's tits, there's ass, there's fake penis, in silhouette, and also in kind of this grossy, but whatever, grody, this, whatever. Also uncomfortable love scene and uncomfortable old gilf nakedness aside, really doesn't feel like there's a whole lot. The scenes with the actresses in the movie they're making were very nice, and I know that the one character, Maxine, is wearing kind of these overalls with no shirt, and it's pretty sexy. However, it feels like they made a concerted effort to make it not gratuitous, which is kind of a shame, because this is a throwback to that exploitation times, and so yes, you kind of have to get that gratuitousness in there along with the violence. Sometimes, like, there was some great violence in there, but sometimes it felt like they kind of pulled it back a little bit. And the same thing is here. Is like, come on, you want to do exploitation, you want to do an homage to exploitation, you kind of have to go for it, So, but still, it's a fair amount, and it's a step in the right direction, Hollywood. Think about it. We can have lots of titties in movies. It's okay. We like them. Everyone likes titties. Come on. Anyway, so 3 out of 5. Moving on to enjoyment factor. I'm going to give this a 3 out of 5. I wish that there was a lot more murder going on in this movie. I mean, it's pretty violent after all, 4 out of 5, but I wanted more. And also, yeah, I'm really disappointed by the timidness. Yes, that's the word I was looking for. Timidness when it comes to the nudity. Plus, there was a scene where the director's girlfriend says that she probably was getting turned on by watching all this sex happening. She wanted to be in the movie, and she wanted to do it, and there's this kind of this fight between her and the director, and it's another one of those weak points in the plot, honestly. But so they're like, yeah, like, do it. They get her in her underwear, and they're about to show the scene, and then they don't show shooting the scene. One thing that I do not like is being teased, and that is a tease. That is a dick move. I will always call out a movie for being a dick like that, because that is absolutely like, I would have enjoyed this movie a lot better if she never said anything, didn't want to participate. We didn't get the build up towards that participation, and then not show the scene. What is the point of that? Except, of course, we needed to create this kind of conflict, which set the ball rolling for one of the characters to try to leave. And I get that plot-wise, but you could, get the murders rolling some other way. You don't have to tease us to get the plot moving. I'm just saying, that's all. Otherwise, I really enjoyed the movie, but I'm pounding you point-wise because of that. Shame on you. 3 out of 5. My overall impression, though, is 3.5 out of 5. A very solid throwback movie to the old 70s exploitation genre, and I am quite interested to actually see the prequel, Pearl, and the sequel, Maxine, and hopefully we'll be less timid when it comes to the lady parts. Anyways, because honestly, the 70s exploitation definitely pushes the envelope a little bit, and this movie, I think, wanted to try to push the envelope, but just couldn't quite do that. But anyways, still 3.5 out of 5, still pretty good, and the average score comes out to a 3.4 out of 5, which is phenomenal. I mean, it scored pretty well on every category except for plot, because I was just saying it's kind of basic, and also, maybe I kicked some points down for the tease, because teasing with no payoff just, makes me angry like Pearl. I'm angry and I want to stab neck. Anyways. Oh man, this is one for the archives, people. This is one for the archives. Anyways, 3.4 out of 5. Really good, really good. Honestly, like I suggest watching it. It's a good movie. Not as good as The Black Phone, but still pretty good. Definitely better than Halloween Kills, and way better than that Saw movie. Was it Spiral? Is it better than Scream 5 though? Because there are things that I like in Scream 5, violence-wise, that I think this movie could have definitely gotten better. And then there's things sexy-wise that Scream 5 could have definitely benefited from. So, I don't know. It's a tough call. But anyways. So, there you have it. Whether you agree with me, disagree with me, leave a comment in the comment section below. And thanks again for watching another episode of the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror. Yes. And remember to stay scary, internet. Oh yeah, right. Do all that YouTube shit, whatever. No one's listening. No one ever listens at the end, anyways. But who cares? But anyways, stay scary, internet. And also, remember, folks, when going out into the middle of nowhere and, possibly doing something that some people might frown upon, you might want to just, I don't know, like you see an advertisement for a rental place, you might want to just run it past the owners. Hey, we're gonna shoot a porno here, and we're gonna have lots of sex and topless girls and naked guys running around. Is that fine? Is that okay? I mean, you're not going to, do anything creepy, weird, or worse, right? I don't know. I think full disclosure usually is the best policy. But then again, in this movie, it might not have mattered. Might have been actually more willing. They might have given you a discount. I don't know. Okay.